Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome to this historic first Jalsa in Belize. My name is Wahid Khan, and it is my honor to be your host for this short presentation on the past year of the Ahmadi Muslim community in Belize. But before we get started, here's a brief introduction on the community itself. The Ahmadi Muslim community are Muslims who believe in the Messiah, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian. This dynamic, fast-growing international revival movement in Islam was founded in 1889. It spans over 206 countries, with membership exceeding tens of millions of people, and its current headquarters are located in the United Kingdom. It is the only Islamic organization to believe that the Messiah has come in the person of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, on whom be peace. The Ahmadi Muslim community is the leading Islamic organization to categorically reject any form of terrorism. Over a century ago, Hazrat Ahmad, on whom be peace, emphatically declared that the aggressive jihad of the sword has no place in Islam. In its place, he urged his followers to wage a bloodless, intellectual jihad of the pen to defend Islam. As part of its efforts to revive Islam, the Ahmadi Muslim community continues to spread the word of Hazrat Ahmad, on whom be peace's teachings of moderation and restraint in the face of bitter opposition of parts of the Muslim world. The Ahmadi Muslim community is the foremost organization with a central spiritual leader. 5 spiritual leaders have succeeded Hazrat Ahmad, on whom be peace, since his demise in 1908. The 5th and current spiritual leader, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, currently resides in the United Kingdom. Under the leadership of its successors, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has gone on to build over 15,000 mosques, 500 schools, over 30 hospitals, and has gone on to translate the Holy Quran in over 70 languages. Now let's have a look at the country of Belize and how the Ahmadiyya Muslim community was established in 2014. Belize is a democratic English and Spanish-speaking nation. The weather is mild, the beaches are spectacular, the history is rich, and yes, it is a land of swaying palm trees and colorful sunsets with warm and friendly people. Belize has many beautiful attractions, both historical and scenic, like the Mayan temples in Altinha that are over 1,000 years old. Just a short ferry ride away are spectacular islands with beautiful white sandy beaches and inviting crystal clear waters, where the tourists flock to enjoy the laid-back island lifestyle. Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, in his 2014 UK annual convention speech, stated that Belize was the 206th country to join Ahmadiyyat, the true Islam.
पहली तो ये है कि अल्लाह ताला के फजल से इस साल भी अल्लाह ताला ने दो नए ममालिक जमात अहमदिया को दिए हैं और खुदा ताला के फजल से अब दुनिया के 206 ममालिक में अहमदियत का पौधा लग चुका है। नए ममालिक जो हैं वो बेलीज़ और यूरुग्वे हैं। बेलीज़ सेंट्रल अमेरिका में वाक़या है, इसके शुमाल में मेक्सिको है और जनूब में हंडुरस है। ग्वाटेमाला भी इसके साथ है। स्पेनिश और अंग्रेज़ी यहाँ बोली जाती है। छोटा सा मुल्क है, 3,40,000 की आबादी है। यहाँ वक्फ़े आर्ज़ी के ज़रिए से 2 वाक़फ़ीन आर्ज़ी पहले गए थे, फिर अल्लाह ताला के फज़ल से वहाँ सिलसिला चला, सवाल और जवाब तक लोगों की तरफ रुझान पैदा हुआ और फिर अब यहाँ बाकायदा मुरब्बी सिलसिला भी कनाडा से भिजवाए जा चुके हैं। अल्लाह ताला के फज़ल से यहाँ 21 अफराद ने अहमदियत कबूल कर ली है।
In early 2014, the Ahmadi Muslim community was established in Belize through the joint effort of the local Belizeans and the volunteers from the Ahmadi Muslim Community Canada. Since then, it has flourished and now has close to 50 members. Currently, the missionaries in Belize are Imam Naveed Mangala and Imam Atul Manan.
As far as the history of our community in Belize is concerned, back sometime, late Umar Shabazz wrote a letter to our president in Canada showing the interest of our community coming down here and establishing a mission here. So back in November of 2013, two of our brothers came and spreaded the word of Islam here, and through their efforts and the grace of God, around 7 or 8 people became the official part of the community.
Back in 2013, when I was asked to come to Belize for the first time to establish Jamaat Ahmadiyya in Belize, we had no idea where we were going to. Did not have much knowledge of Belize either, but our national president Malik Lal Khan Sahib asked us to come here, and then Maulana Mubarak Sahib, who is a missionary in charge in Canada, gave us a few instructions on how we should conduct our activities in Belize. Belize is a small place, and the best thing I love about this place is that people are very open. They like to listen to you, and they're willing to give you the time as long as you are telling them good things. They're willing to hear that.
So I met Dr. Barton and Brother Mubashir and Dr. Barton, I'm sorry, and they taught me that Jesus, peace be upon him, was buried in Kashmir, India, right? And it was news to me. I had not heard that before. It made sense to me. They taught me other things as well about the promised Messiah, alayhi salam. And the knowledge made me feel very, very good. It made me feel peaceful. It answered questions that I had in the back of my mind, because in the Quran it says that they crucified him not. And I couldn't believe really that they crucified him, because he's a prophet of God. And I know God will always bless and help his prophet. So they taught me that, and I went home and I thought about it. I came back the second day to meet them, and my question to them was, has anyone in Belize accepted Ahmadiyya yet? And they told me no. And I said, good, because I want to be the first.
The promised Messiah, on whom be peace, was revealed by God, that I will instill in the hearts of mankind to help you. The angels will instill in the hearts of mankind to help you and open the doors. And I think this is the exceptional situation which we find ourselves in Belize. From the very get-go, we have seen that wherever we go, the doors are opening for us. For example, talking about Jalsa Salana, many of the interviews, they were arranged when we came here. And when we started that process, many news channels started calling us to say that we want to interview you. And in the end, we were in a situation that where we didn't have enough time to accommodate everybody. So this is an exceptional country, and the words of the promised Messiah have been fulfilled here again and again. And on the same note, the mayor of this city, he has been very, very helpful. Last year, he had the honor of going to the Jalsa Salana in UK, and he met with Hazur, and he was very impressed with Hazur. And he invited Hazur to Belize as well, and inshallah we hope in the future Hazur can visit us here. And he has been very helpful with us establishing our community here. He introduced us to many people, he put in good word for us, and that makes our job very, very easy.
My experiences with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community started really last year when I attended the Jalsa Salana in London. And I thought it was a very powerful experience to see approximately 30,000 Ahmadi Muslims gathered from all over the world in one space, and really just engaging with one another in fellowship and sharing their faith. I was very impressed also to meet so many Ahmadi Muslims from the Caribbean region. I met a delegation from Trinidad and Tobago, a delegation from Jamaica, a delegation from Guatemala, and to know that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is so strong even regionally. And last year I also had the opportunity of attending the opening of the mission center in Belize City here. And we're very pleased to have a Ahmadi community mission center in our city, and really engaging, and to have the Jalsa Salana coming to fruition this weekend. And I am familiar with the fact that there has been presentations at the University of Belize just sharing some of the lessons and information about the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. And I think it's very profound, because when we in Belize think about Muslims, there's a lot of misinformation on the news, and to have people from your community come here and to educate our people a little bit more so that they see in a very profound and truthful way what is the experience of Islam. I think that that is transformative. I had an opportunity also to learn a little bit more about the true meaning of jihad. I think that when one considers that concept, they have a misunderstanding of what that means. And it is our wish to welcome the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Belize and to continue to work with the organization to build relationships. I look forward also to have a lot of interfaith discussions and dialogue. I was very moved by hearing His Holiness speak at the Jalsa Salana in London, and I was very honored and humbled to have a private audience, though brief it was because he was extremely busy, and to have him share some insights, particularly for young people, and really understanding what an individual's role in society really is to serve God, to be humble, and to display attributes that are godly in their daily life. And I think that in Western society there is too much emphasis on individualism, and to hear his insight is really awakened a part of me, and I was very happy for that and happy to have the Jalsa Salana occurring in Belize this weekend.
You know, the words or the writings of the promised Messiah ﷺ are very strong. One of the brothers, Brother Vernon Evan, he got introduced to the philosophy of teachings of Islam, and after he finished reading that, he read some other books, and he said that this is a Jamaat or a community that is needed here in Belize. So I asked him that if you think this is good, then why don't you join? But he still said that no, I need more time. He was helping me to distribute flyers and go all over the place to introduce Jamaat, but he did not become the official member. Then later on he saw a dream, and in that dream he told me that he was prostrating, and there somebody came and called him by his Muslim name, Hamza Rashid. And then when he told me this dream, I told him that, do you need any more evidence? Isn't this clear enough? And then he became also the official member. And you know, this time when he went to our convention in UK, when I introduced him to our beloved Khalifa, His Holiness, that this is Brother Vernon Evan and he's a new member, Hazur looked at him and said that he does not look like a new member. He seems like a very old member of our community.
While being around Naveed, I realized that you know, there was something distinct about and different about Ahmadi. You know, Ahmadiyya present Islam that is not as radical or violent, or an Islam that is not, you know, what the media portrays or what the media describe. So I consider what I saw as equal to our idea of love in Christianity. You know, and it's a very distinguished feature about this Ahmadiyya movement, or this Ahmadiyya mission here in Belize.
The second Khalifa of the community, he said, and that is the motto we use for the youth of our community, that the reformation of any given nation or any given society cannot happen without the reformation of the youth. That is why when we go to a country, we try to put a lot of focus on the youth, and we try to find different activities through which we can engage the youth. Here we have been doing different activities. We have sports activities, sometimes we have video games with them, sometimes we do other trips with them. One of our local members, Brother Kamal, he has been very helpful in this regard, and it's due to the fact that he himself is a counselor and he has a teaching background. So he has been able to guide us how to tackle and how to interact with the youth here. So in this sense, he has been a teacher for us and a counselor for us as well.
Basically, Ahmadi has helped to give guidance to my life. And we're living in exciting times in Belize, in that everybody is looking for peace, everybody is looking for some sort of structure and guidance in their lives, especially the amount of young people we've been able to attract thus far. So I'm just happy, proud, privileged to be a part of the growing movement in Belize. It reminds me of the ayat in the Quran where Allah says, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا.
The youth in particular have really embraced the community due to the efforts of the young missionaries who have established a platform where members can come and converse about religious and social issues with like-minded individuals and be inspired to do good, both for themselves and their own communities.
How I got to know about Ahmadiyyat was through Brother Musa. I knew him from before, so he went to my house and he introduced me to Islam. I knew just the basics of it, not even in depth. So he brought me to the masjid. I spoke to Brother Khalid. He was a visiting missionary. He told me a lot of different things, but what drew me closer to Islam was the logic behind it. I'm a person that likes certain criteria about things in life. So the fact that Islam has science and God interrelating, it really drew me closer to it, because if God is the universal creator, then the understanding of the universe must coincide with God. And that was what made me become an agnostic, because I was a person that did not like that about Christianity. The Ahmadiyyat Muslim community gave me a purpose to actually change Belize, because that was my dream, to change Belize. And only with the help of a community and most of all God, I know that will be possible in Belize.
And one to send a true Islam to this country, because they need it, right? And not until 2 years down, when sister brought them to her house, these 3 guys to her house, and I met them, and I ended up joining the Jew on a Juma day. That's when I realized that he finally answered my prayer from 2 years ago, right? That's how I ended up coming here and started to deal with Imam Naveed, and I started to learn. And then Brother Khalid came and I started to learn, and then they started to convince me on bringing my friends here. And that's when I started to go out and I tell my friends about Islam Ahmadiyya, and I started to bring them here. And yeah, so right now I'm learning. First I didn't know how to say a couple words in Arabic, and with couple teachers that come from Canada and the Jamaat, they teach us, and we're learning now. And slowly but surely, inshallah, I will be able to read Arabic.
The efforts of the missionaries are starting to bear fruit and are attracting volunteers from abroad to help educate and teach the newly converted members the basics of Islam and Ahmadiyyat.
I've been teaching Holy Quran to some of the locals here. Their desire to learn to read Holy Quran is just amazing. In just 3 or 4 sessions, they have exceeded my expectations. And when these people say the Holy Prophet's name and Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with it, with so much deep love, the spirituality level that you have in you jumps up 5 or 6 times. It's really, really unbelievable.
Just looking at the progress the Jamaat had done in just 1 year, I was surprised at the growth and the way the people of Belize were accepting the message. And it was already in my mind that there must be something special here. There's the level of spirituality and faith, the strength of faith. But what I found here once I reached exceeded my expectation, because the strength of faith that these people have, even before encountering Islam or getting the message of Ahmadiyyat, is way beyond I've seen so far in my life, as the love for the neighbor and the community and just the togetherness overall.
The promised Messiah, the promised reformer of this age, was revealed that after his demise, 300 years would not pass when the majority of the world will be dominated by Ahmadiyyat. Now that 120 years have passed, you can see the future in some of the countries. And Belize is a good example of it, that by the grace of Allah, within just a year, there are people are so much responsive to the message that we have brought here. Sometimes it seems like it's the effort of the Jamaat members here or the missionaries, but it's not. It's just the blessings of God and the guidance that we're getting from our beloved Khalifa, Hazur Anwar, and through Hazur, the President of Canada and the missionary in charge of Canada.
We are looking forward to establish our community, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Belize, on firm footings. After the annual convention, we would be looking for a suitable plot of land to build our first Ahmadiyya Muslim Mosque in Belize, and we are looking forward to that day when we would be inaugurating it. It would be a big day for Belize. And we are looking forward to a very good, bright future for Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Belize. The warm welcome we have received, the open-hearted attitude we have seen promises very good avenues for our establishment in Belize. And we bring value to wherever we go. We have gone to various parts of the world, and everywhere we have gone, at the first some people had apprehensions. These are Muslims coming here, what would happen? But once they have seen us, once they have lived with us, once they have experienced, and they now agree with us that we have brought value to wherever we have come. And that is what we are going to do, inshallah, God willing.
Jesus Christ once was going about and he saw some fishermen catching fish. And he said, "You are catching fish. Come to me. Let me teach you how to fish men." So we are fishermen who are going out to the world to catch fish, to catch human beings, to bring human beings together through love and through affection and show them the true teachings of Islam. The founder of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, said that defeatism is not part of my vocabulary, is not a part of my enzyme. I will never accept defeat. So we are people who go about, and people sometimes maybe make fun that these are people who are crazy people going about, and they have only a few number of people who are following them. But we always tell them that Jesus Christ also had only 12 followers. He had only 12 disciples. And now look at the billions and billions of people. Out of those 12 disciples, there were 2 who disowned him. So Alhamdulillah, none of our disciples, none of the disciples of the Muhammadan Messiah have disowned Ahmadiyyat. So we are trying very hard, and we hope, we are so happy that our young missionaries are working so hard, and they are working relentlessly, and it's an object lesson for we the older missionaries that alas, if we had the opportunity of working like these young men are doing. So we're all full of praise, and we are also offer prayers for this beautiful country, for the inhabitants of this country, that they remain together, they make progress, and they reach higher heights, so that they also stand among the committee of the highly developed countries of the world.
I hope you've enjoyed this look back and look forward to the Ahmadiyya Muslim community activities in Belize. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.